Your fear of being seen is holding you back. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Deborah Chosen, and over here on this side of the internet, I create content that is designed to help you journey well. So if you are someone who in 2025 are committed to leveling up, becoming the best version of yourself, then make sure that you hit subscribe so you don't miss a single video. But for now, let's jump into today's topic. I have my notes in front of me, so that's how you know it's gonna be a serious one. A quick one, but a serious one nonetheless. So if you clicked on this video, then my guess is that you may be struggling with one or a few of these different fears that are holding you back from showing up. Now, the first is the fear of judgment. You are worried about what other people might say, what other people might think. Who does she think she is? How dare she? Sound familiar? Okay. You also may be overthinking every detail. Now, whilst excellence is a great quality to have, we have to be careful that we don't actually tend to stray from excellence into perfectionism, because the two are not the same. Perfectionism will keep you stuck because there is no such thing. It will mean that you delay your progress. It will mean that you delay your growth, and actually that you disqualify yourself from even taking part by not showing up in the first place. Another thing that might be holding you back from showing up is comparing yourself to others. One of my favorite quotes from Martha Beck from The Way of Integrity says, "Your true self is intensely interested in your real life's work." I believe the comparison is misplaced attention, and so there is a need to fix your focus and become deeply curious about your own life. Another reason that you might be afraid to show up is worrying that you'll be cringe. The funny thing about this is that anyone who does anything for the first time or anything that requires daring greatly is also going to risk, being in the public eye, is going to risk being seen to be trying, is going to risk doing something that may feel awkward. Remember that it always seems impossible until it's done. And so when you are in your seed phase, that is the beginning of doing something new. It might not even make sense to you, but give it time and do not let the eyes of others stand in between you and your purpose. Because let me tell you something, when it all falls into place, everyone's gonna be saying, "I knew you would do it. I always believed in you." Okay. You may be someone who is afraid of failure or even afraid of success. Something that I recognized in my own life years ago was a fear of success, and not maybe in the way that you might think of it, but actually in that my fear at the time was that if I reached a particular level, if I achieved a certain stature, so to speak, that would I have the capacity and the consistency to maintain that same win. And so in a very subtle way, there was a fear of success. So whatever may resonate with you from this list, here's the truth. Those fears are holding you back and they are keeping you stuck. They've never served you, and they definitely won't serve you for where you're trying to get to. And so why does showing up imperfectly matter? In Matthew 25, Jesus shares the parable of the talents. And many of us know the story, of course, but 3 different servants are given 3 different amounts of talents. But what's interesting is that the scripture said each was given according to their ability. With that in mind, the servant with the least amount of talent looked down on the amount that he had, that is comparison. And in his fear, he hid that talent. And so what happened next? As a result, the talent was taken away. When we refuse to show up, we do the same. We're ultimately burying the gifts that God has given to us. I like to think of it this way. Every time that you choose to show up, even in the midst of the fear or the overthinking, you are giving God something to work with. Imagine praying and asking God to open doors to you. The doors are opening around you, but you're not walking through them. And by walking through them, what I mean is you doing your part, you doing the work, you giving God something to work with. It's in our showing up, even when we're uncomfortable. It's in our daring greatly that we place ourselves in the arena, and as a result, place ourselves in the path of opportunity. I just want you to picture for a moment the endless opportunities that exist on the other side of you showing up. There are people who need exactly what you are offering. There are people who want to buy exactly the thing that you are afraid to sell. There are people that need to see through your story, through your journey, through your showing up, that it is impossible to feel the fear and do it anyway. Matthew 5:15 says this, "No one lights a lamp and then puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house." I want you to imagine your gift. I want you to imagine that thing that you are still hiding, that thing that you're afraid of showing, as a light. And imagine having such a great light on the inside of you, but then burying it under fear. This is what we do when we allow ourselves to be held back by the the fear of being seen. One of the things my husband once said to me when I was so overwhelmed at the idea of showing up where I was, he said, you don't start a book from the end, you start where you are. Every day you are given the opportunity to start where you are. So many of us are waiting for the perfect equipment, for the perfect partner, for the perfect situation before we begin to show up. When the truth of the matter is, the only way to go from good to great is to begin. And so I want you to be committed to progress and not perfection, especially on the days when it looks small. And know that just by being in the arena, you are already so much further than you once were. I want to leave you with these words by Theodore Roosevelt, who inspired the book titled Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming, but who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself for a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly. If you're committed to being in the arena in 2025, then go ahead and drop a light bulb emoji in the comments. If this video has resonated with you in any way, then please be sure to like and subscribe and share this with someone else who might need the reminder. Let 2025 be the year that you dare greatly. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.